A big hello and a warm welcome to all of you amazing and beautiful people out there to my channel, the Twinflame Union. And currently, the energies are very different. I feel that few days back there was an intense download which was making me feel that the divine masculines are going through a dark night of the soul. And I also feel that even the feminines shed some baggage because I sense that a lot of feminines had pains in their body, especially in the upper back area, in the shoulder area, and some of them were not keeping well. So, if you are one of those divine feminines who are not keeping well lately, or you had just come out of sickness, know that it's a dark night of the soul. Now, dark night of the souls are actually something very good because they lead to progression. So every time the DMs go into the dark night of the soul, they have actually shed a lot of baggage and they always feel a lot of love for the feminine after that. And I actually am getting a lot of those energies, and the new love letter is also on the way because I got the guidance about ego versus self. Now, this is a very important stage for the DMs to be in because if they start contemplating about the ego and the self debate in their minds, it means that they are feeling a lot of regret, feeling a lot of taking responsibility for their own actions as well, and at the same time wanting to work things out and thinking about how can they actually do it. But in this channeling, they are also talking to the universe about how what they feel for the divine feminine at what intensity. And what he's doing right now is, so he says that he's looking at her picture actually. He has a picture. Her face is in front of him like a wallpaper on the computer, on the laptop, or he's looking at one of the saved photographs in his phone. But he is staring at the picture. And he is looking at the picture and talking to her, the divine feminine. And he's saying that day and night I think about you. That's all I do. And it's like I've started feeling like something wrong with me. Am I a crazy person? Looking at your photographs, looking at your videos, looking at like every single thing you do, you think about, you could be thinking about. And I don't think something is wrong with me. In fact, I feel that now things are becoming right. And you are the person who brings me out of my dark nights. You are my sunshine. You are my moonlight in the dark nights. You are the person who gives me all this positivity, all this motivation to move ahead. Now I'm gonna explain this part, explain the energy of the divine masculine a bit here. So the DMs have their own personal struggle going on, and this is something which they have to deal with. Another person, another individual cannot really judge what they are going through and how hard it is on them. So they feel that the positivity and the goodness that they saw in the divine feminine is what, especially in this current dark night, because I know that the dark night that just passed by a few days back was very intense. Now, also, there are different waivers, which means there are different levels of twin flame ascension journey. And I somehow channel people who are on the final stages of this journey, people who have at least surpassed the on and off, the first on and off phase. Like, there is a on and off phase that happens even after union. Yes. So, some of you might be thinking, when is this going to end then? it actually never ends. The inner work in Twin Flame Ascension never ends, but the inner work is more individual later on. It's more personal because you're so aware, you're practicing focused attention for so long, and you have manifested the mission, which is the most important thing in this journey. And grounding yourself, when you're rooted and you're grounded, only then the energy goes up and it can heal your sacral chakra. And sacral chakra healing is very, 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 very important in this journey. So he is saying that if I don't see you, by which he means if they're not in communication yet, it could be looking at her pictures, looking at her videos, like content related to her. He must have saved it in his computer or on his phone or wherever possible. But content that's related to her, he likes to see her face, and he feels that she has done some sort of magic over him. In the sense, she has casted some kind of love spell on him, and he's not saying it in a negative like way, like black magic way, but he says that you are a miracle, you're a magic, you're a magician. And I don't know what type of magic is this, that I have forgotten my own self in this. I have completely drowned myself in her feelings, in her love, and day and night I think about her. This type of love I never felt before for anyone, and it has been like an ongoing thing now. And yes, there was a time when I was running away from this love, and I felt that this love is more like a curse, or it's so difficult, it's like so intense, it's so, I don't know what to do about it. Why do I feel this way? Because he had never really felt like that before. And this whole ego versus self, this also gets clarity in the same journey, because the DMs apparently have a lot of ego. It's like you say something to them, it really hurts them a lot, and they can really like blast out of it. And ego is something that it's not necessary you have to be a billionaire only then you have a ego, or you have to be a famous celebrity you have a ego. Anyone can have a ego. The poorest of poor can have an ego. The richest of rich can have an ego. Females, males, it's not limited to anything. That's why this whole planet is actually flourishing, especially the Maya on this planet, the illusion and delusion, it always rides on the back of ego. So when he met her, all those parts of his ego got triggered very badly, because she would say everything on his face like point blank. For the divine feminine, this journey is about healing all those parts which have gotten suppressed because of other people's egos, because she had been massaging their egos knowingly or unknowingly, pleasing them too much. So it's not just the divine masculine who has shown her ego. Many people have shown her ego, like some friends, some family members, people she worked with, people who worked under her, people who worked on top of her. So she's been like, enough is enough, man. Like, I'm not here to handle everyone's ego problems. I'm not here to massage people's egos. I'm not a masseuse. I'm not here for this stupid thing. And if they have ego, if they can bullshit around with me, then I also have my self respect, and that needs to stay intact. So she's not taking bullshit from anyone. As simple as that. And in this journey, obviously, she also went through those phases that I wish I had not said this to him, and then she accepted him back, and then she ran, then he ran away again, then she again goes like, okay. Now she can't do all that. She doesn't have time and energy for it, because she has to focus on the mission. And the mission is so much important that, people who have ego problems can really buzz off, and they can really do whatever the hell they want to do. So she kind of gave the same treatment to the divine masculine also. First, it happened energetically. First, it actually started from the small little fights where she used to really control herself, but then she just couldn't do it, and then she would blast, and then he would go into a shell shock situation and he would come back, spring back, and say many mean things to her. But all of this dancing, all of this game is actually the dance between self respect and ego versus self respect. It is an attempt of the universe to awaken her self respect via his ego problems. So in some ways he has started understanding that a lot, and I have been receiving the channel love letters, because the channel love letters also come spontaneously on their own. It's not like I can create them as per my wish and will. And the topics are always related to, you will see a pattern in them, the topics are related to the other channeling. So this channeling has has some connection with that letter also, which I've already downloaded like 30% to 40% now. So nevertheless, he kind of understands that it was his ego that was doing all the drama, all the problems, but he just can't say it was my ego. He has to take responsibility of his actions, of his words, of the things he said and did. And her mistake was obviously to expect way too much from her, from him, to seek attention, to seek validation, to seek approval, to always include him in all her plans, which obviously is just impossible to include people in all your plans. It can be anyone. So now he says that now my eyes are always looking for you, only looking for you. And this level of love, it's actually rising. In his head, he has actually started thinking that maybe something is wrong with him, like not mentally wrong or something, but he thinks he is a little bit obsessed by her too. But he's not having complaints with it. Like earlier, if he would think of her, he would find a way to escape it, or he would do something that would be like, no, I don't want to think about her. I can't think about her. It's too difficult. Now he's like, I want to think about her. So if the thoughts spontaneously comes to him, then he is sort of daydreaming about her. He's enjoying that whole energy, that whole feeling. All of that is happening with him. And he is saying that I just want to keep you in my heart. I have a safe in my heart. It's like a vault. And I probably would like to keep the most precious diamond over there. And he's actually comparing her, the DF, with a very precious diamond. He says, just the way people would keep a precious diamond in a vault, I want to keep you safe in my heart. That's like really romantic. And he's like, I just want to make you mine. I just want to make you mine, and savor you for the rest of my life. Just look at you, just listen to you. So when he's listening to all her old videos or photographs or things like that, watching them, then somewhere he is also sort of still not 100% sure that she will understand this, whatever he did. But from an energetic point of view, he is daydreaming about her, thinking about her, looking at her. He's in that place where he is not shy or embarrassed or scared, or like he has mentally reached that place where he feels that he can like shout her name from a rooftop or from a mountain and say that I love you, so and so. He's not scared to like now publicly show his love and affection for her, but she's the one who has to decide now. But it's all up to her now. He feels like, is she gonna accept him, take him back, understand what he did and what he went through, the procedure, the soul journey, the ascension. He's still in two minds about it, double minded about it. But from a feeling perspective, or from that energy of I love this woman and I goofed up, but not anymore. I don't want to be that person now. So, on that note, this channeling session ends right here. Thank you so much for being here with me. One love and peace out.